What's up guys, welcome back to another video, hope you're doing well today. Today we are playing the track Milfville, which was originally made for MX Simulator by JGMX. I've done a few tracks of his now on the channel, both in Sim and MX bikes, and it was imported over by Restarter. Now in Restarter's words, the height map, so all of the terrain is completely untouched, so it should be identical to Sim. The only thing that he's messed with at all is the environment as such, so you see all like the models around the track and so. And I have very vague memories of playing this track on Sim. Now, it would have been a fair amount of time ago at this point, but if I remember correctly, it was a very fun track, as all JGMX tracks are, to be honest. Josh is, I mean, at this point, he's got to be one of the most well-known track creators in Sim. I think he came onto the scene a little bit after me in MX Simulator, and I believe he's still around today, to be honest. Been going strong for a while now, by the looks of it, and if I ever do hop on Sim again for a video, I'm sure it'll probably be one of his tracks that I end up covering. I know I can't remember the name of it now, but even the last track walk I done on Sim ended up being a JGMX track, and he's one of them creators that all of his tracks just end up being really fun. Now, they're not the most realistic tracks in the world by any means, but they still all have really nice flows to them. Oh, and I am in the wrong gear. Let me shift down to third. And the reason I'm in third gear at the moment, I'll switch into first for a bit later on, just so you can get a lap or two in this camera, is mostly because when it comes to tracks like this that have these sorts of jumps that you know, those jumps that are just asking to be whipped and to go backwards on them, those are the sort of tracks that I enjoy playing in third person every now and then. Now, I'm predominantly first person, as a lot of you know. That's more so for the speed side of things. Oh, that's not a line. Let's ride that out. Nope. Okie dokie. As you know, I am much faster in first than I am in third. There's something that, well, I learned the game in third, but there's just something about it now where I feel off. I think, well, obviously, where I've spent so much time in first person now, it's always going to feel a little bit weird. But corners like that, I'm never sure how much I'm actually turning, if I'm going to turn too much or not enough. However, I can certainly, as I crash, I was about to say I can certainly do better whips in third person, but not just yet. I keep crashing. We'll see if I can get a good one. There's one jump, that one right there on my left, that is, I think, is the best jump on the track for getting us sideways. So let's give it a go. It's nice and easy around the corner. There we go. Let's see what we can do here. Spin around. Oh, I've done a 360. Never mind, I sent it too far. And I didn't even land the 360. This is getting embarrassing. But the other reason I'm in third person is I've seen a couple of people wanting to see a bit more of a close-up of the gear. Now, this is aerial gear made by Stone Rider. Aerial is Stone Rider's quote-unquote brand. Well, not, I don't believe it's a real-life brand by any means, but it's one that he's had going now for many years, dating back to Sim days. I think I told this story before, but back when I was a privateer on MX Simulator back in the day, I even ran some aerial gear myself. He's usually nice enough to put some PSDs with his gear releases, so I just slapped my name and number on the back, and yeah, I've always liked it. And he reached out to me before the Supercross season started and asked if I wanted some gear, and I feel it's quite a cool concept for me, at least, having been on the McCreations team, having the McCreations bike, but also being slightly different by running the aerial gear. And obviously I've got all the relevant logos on there and sponsors for the right people. So if anyone was wondering what the deal is with if I'm on McCreations or if I'm on aerial, I think the best way of wording it for me is I'm on McCreations but sponsored by aerial, if that's the right way of doing it. However, I get no benefit out of being sponsored by aerial other than the sick kit. So this is my favourite gear set. It's just black and gold, and I really like what he's done with the numbers. I think that he's done a very good job of making the numbers actually look quite shiny and reflective. And I mean, I think I was running just like a black and or a white and silver gear set prior to this, but as soon as the McCreations bikes were finished and released, and it essentially is a Rockstar Husky, I thought you cannot have that bike with the Rockstar logo on it and just not run the gold kit. It would just be a crime. So very glad that I've kind of got everything together now. Very happy with how it looks, and hopefully, going to take a little shot at Mr. Vox Machine here. Hopefully, in round 2 of the Supercross season, everything will be able to be seen on stream. Now, I'll be honest, it might even be my fault, because there's been a few iterations of the McCreations bike pack released at this point, purely just with some issues with it and stuff, you know, like spec maps and this, that and the other. So I might even be a pack behind. I might need to go and have a dig through things and go and download something else. But all in all, very happy with how it looks. I hope you guys agree that it looks very clean. One thing I did forget to do, because I was running the blue kit the other day, I forgot to change the goggles. I've still got the blue goggles on there, which stand out a little bit. It's not really the end of the world. I'm sure we'll live. Let me hop into first person right here. Now I'm not. I should probably do the research. I always get a little bit lazy on this front. I'm not sure on the exact release date of this track on the sim side of things. However, I did have to do a fair bit of digging through the MX Bikes mods website to try and find this track through there. I wasn't going through it with the intention of finding this track. I was just having a long scroll through. I think there's something like 129 pages or so of mods on the site, and you can filter by track, but I thought I was just having to scroll through everything and seeing what stuff was around way back when. I think I got to maybe like page 100 and so, and saw the track come up and gave it a shot. Now, there was a couple of other tracks that came up around that time that I downloaded, but where they're all kind of fairly new, or old, let's say no, they're older creations in the MX Bikes community. The quality of some of them, granted it's far better than I can ever make, but I don't feel like it's worthy of a video upload, if that makes sense. I kind of want to show you guys the best tracks that are out there, and as soon as you slap JGMX's name on something, it's going to be a good track, so I'm happy to cover it. But I can't think back enough to kind of remembering playing it back on sim, but I know I have, so it's very hard to compare the two tracks just from my memory alone. However, riding around on it, as you can see, the only crashes I've really had like this right here are from me trying to do whips where I really shouldn't be doing massive whips because I'm washed up at the game already. For the most part, fairly easy track, very easy to learn. It's got an interesting layout. There's a couple of blind jumps like that there where I still mess up where I need to land. I really need to pay more attention to the map on the left hand side there. And you'll notice as well, I think I got a question about this in the last video, is at the top left of your screen where I've got the time and stuff, you see it's not like at the top how it usually is. That's purely because how it's set up right now works perfectly for my streams and my stream overlay, so nothing all kind of all overlaps with each other and looks messy. I quite like it like this. It looks nice and neat. And I'm just going to leave it like this for the time being. I don't want to be changing it every single time I'm recording or not. And what's the day today? Oh god, it's only Monday. Oh, that's grim. That's another 4 days of work before the end of the work week. I will be streaming again on Friday. Really enjoyed the last stream. Really happy with it. It looks like a lot of people that were there watching it enjoyed it as well. And I've I think I'm putting in a bit of a grind at the moment, you know, not even on the YouTube side of things, although it does the time spent making YouTube content really does help with the riding overall anyway, even though I'm really not concentrating when I sit here talking to you guys. But I've been putting in a bit of a shift on the old Supercross front recently. I've played A1 for a fair amount of hours, even after the racing was all done. Public lobbies on Supercross are very interesting. If anyone's done them, that you probably know exactly what I'm on about. However, there was one like 20-minute +1 public lobby race, and it was a very full server, and I joined it in. I'm not sure, like obviously people have their own ideas of fun. Waiting for the leaders to come round and looking behind you and then swerving across the track to try and take them out every time they lap you probably isn't my idea of fun, but I'm sure some of the younger people might disagree with that. But it's just there's a certain mentality at the moment with some people in this game that I don't understand, and I don't know if it's because it's me. And I essentially, I go into some lobbies and I feel like I've got a target on my back, like people are trying to take me out all over the place. Obviously, you can't please everyone. People are going to like you or dislike you regardless. I'm not here to please everyone as much as I would like to. I know that's not how the internet works, and you can't always be on everybody's good side. But yeah, there's some lobbies I go to and I feel like I've got a target on my back, and that 20-minute race the other day in a public server was just, it's just awful. There was a couple people, they weren't even waiting up, but they was at that skill level where you were going to lap them a couple times on a hard track like A1, and it must have been maybe 4 times or so that I'd come up behind this one person, and you'd see the animation of him looking behind him, look over his shoulder, and then just like swerving into your line to take you out. And I don't get it. Like, I'm a person as well. Just let me enjoy the game. You know, I'm not harming anybody. I'm just trying to ride around the track and have a bit of fun. That's the only downside that I get every now and then from this whole whole YouTube thing, whole putting myself out there thing, I think for the most part it's very, very good. I enjoy making the content. It gives me a good purpose playing the game as well, outside of the competitive side of things. I really enjoy when I stream and getting to talk to you guys and being a bit more personal with you guys as well, and I really, really enjoy reading the chat whilst playing as well. Obviously, not so much when I'm actually racing in the moment. I can't keep looking across the chat. I keep trying to scrub that jump, and I need to not do that. I'm used to being on a 450, like just having to scrub everything because they're so powerful. But this track is, I forget, JGMX tracks tend to have some fairly bigger jumps in there. I can't imagine what this track would be like on a smaller bike. Actually, 250 would probably be fine. Probably still get everything quite easily, but I imagine the smaller bikes like the 125s and such might struggle a little bit. But yeah, sorry, as I was saying, I'm just really enjoying everything right now. It's the only downside that I've had so far in the channel as well is if anybody does YouTube that watches this, or I mean, anybody that watches enough YouTube, your favourite creator might have said this at some point. December for YouTubers always seems to be a really good month, and that exactly was the case for me. And January seems to be a really bad month. Whether people are trying to stick to their New Year's resolutions and go to the gym rather than staying home watching YouTube videos or whatever, I'm not sure. But yeah, for some reason the average views and stuff in January just really went down since December, and it's the first month I think where the channel hasn't, obviously it's grown in terms of subs and such, it hasn't grown in terms of like overall views for the month, if that makes sense. It's been a progressive upwards trend since I started doing it, and January so far at least is the first month where it's gone down slightly, which on the surface can be a little bit disappointing, but if you know what to expect and you know that sort of thing's coming, then it's quite easy to not really care about too much. And I mean, my goal at the start of this year was just to do a video every day and push for the channel's growth as much as I can, hopefully end up on around 30, 35, 40,000 subs by the end of the year. That's still my goal. I'm still going to keep going every day, still upload every day. And one thing that's quite helped me right now with the introduction of Charlie to the channel is you guys quite like seeing his progress. The videos always seem to come out quite well because it's quite a natural flow, but in the conversation between us, obviously we've known each other in real life for God knows how long now, like 10 plus years, so the conversation's always going to flow easily. It's not like I'm trying to force conversation with someone that I don't like or I don't know that well, and it's just brought a new like lease of life to some of the videos for me, which I yeah, very grateful for, especially in yesterday's video in that 125 race. I really enjoyed that. It's one of the more fun races I've had in a long time, and I joined the lobby that we was in. It was a lobby hosted by someone called Brandy on Twitch, and me and Charlie were just searching through servers, and we saw that the track was Milfville, which we've both ridden in real life, and Charlie hadn't played it in game yet, so we thought, oh, it'd be a good idea, just go download the track and we'll play that. But the server was password protected, and we needed to go onto Twitch and asked for the password in the Twitch chat of Brandy's stream, and it turns out that he's also lives quite close to us as well. And I noticed there's a few Brits in this community that seem to live fairly close to each other that don't really know each other, and I just think it's quite funny how it's quite a small world sometimes, isn't it? I mean, England's obviously not the largest place in the world when you compare it to America, for crying out loud, but the fact that you can get multiple people that are good at the game as well, literally being 20 minutes, half an hour drive away from you is pretty crazy to me. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying things so far. Very happy that everyone else seems to be enjoying it as well. And again, as usual, I've not spoken a whole lot about the track while playing. It's just sort of seems to be what I do at this point. I just seem to have it there in the background for some content. But I very much welcome some more JGMX tracks in the future if anybody wants to import them over, given his permission, of course. I'm pretty sure that Josh has given all these creators permission to move these certain tracks over, at least from what I've read on other imports done by, I think it's mostly Endo that's been importing his tracks, but I think he's taken a break for the time being. I'm not sure where he's gone. I've not seen anything uploaded by Endo for a hot minute now, and I mean, as on the track front as a whole at the moment, it seems to be just drying up just a tiny bit, which is bad news for me, but it does mean I have to be a little bit more creative, which I'm happy with. I feel like you don't want to kind of get trapped doing the same thing for too long, which is why as well I'm excited this year to cover the other MX games that are coming out. Really excited for that, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the content on that as well. And overall, I'm pretty sure that's going to do it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, if I can ask if you can drop a like on the video, comment your opinions down below as well, get that interaction up on the channel. Really helps spread the channel out to more people, and subscribe if you're new. Really nice community that we've got going here, and I'd love to have you guys here along the journey as well, and we'll just keep doing what we're doing and growing as a whole, and all really good positive stuff. So enjoy the rest of the day, whatever it is that you guys are up to, and until we catch you in the next video, peace.
My tent way too damn dark, laugh in your face like man dark. Came a long way from the bad days way back, had to burn down that landmark. Seen some things I ain't really wanna see, it's all good, that's what made me me. Now who would I be if I had it easy? Used to break down, now I'm in a 350, like whoa. I've been laying way too low, had to switch up and change my flow, cause I'm back from the block, had to bust some rocks and dust off the dust and get back in the box. Now wait.